The village of Umuife was a land of traditions, of stories whispered under the full moon, of ancestors watching over their children. Among its people, there was a girl whose name was known in every home, Awil. Awil was a vision of grace. Her skin, smooth and dark as midnight, carried the glow of youth. Her long lashes framed eyes that held wisdom beyond her years. She was not just beautiful, she was kind, respectful, and pure in heart. Men from all corners of the land sought her hand. Some came with gifts of gold, others with baskets of the finest yams, but Awil was not swayed by riches. She wanted love built on truth. Her mother often sat with her by the fire at night, weaving baskets and whispering advice. "My daughter, beauty can open doors, but it cannot keep a home standing. Choose a man whose heart is good, not just his words." And so, Awil waited. She rejected the traders who boasted of their wealth. She turned down the warriors who spoke of battles but not of kindness. People mocked her. "She waits for a man who does not exist," they said. But she believed in patience. And then, one day, he came. Chijioke arrived in the village like a gentle storm. He was tall, broad-shouldered, and walked with the confidence of a man who had conquered the world. He had studied in the city, traveled to distant lands, and returned a successful businessman. The moment he saw Awil, he knew he wanted her. At first, she was cautious. "Why do you want to marry me?" she asked him one evening. Chijioke smiled. "Because I have searched the world and found no one like you." His patience softened her. He did not rush her. He spoke to her father with respect. He knelt before her mother and promised to care for their daughter. The village rejoiced when Awil finally said yes. On the day of their wedding, she stood before the elders, wrapped in the finest white wrapper, coral beads adorning her neck, her heart full of hope. She had waited, she had prayed, and she had finally found the man meant for her. Or so she thought. The first night in their home was strange. Awil had heard stories of what newlyweds did, of the laughter and the passion, but Chijioke only held her close and whispered, "You must be tired from the wedding." She smiled and believed him. But days passed, then weeks. Every night, she waited, expecting him to come to her, but he never did. He always had an excuse. He was tired, he had business matters, there was no rush. At first, she did not question it. He had always been patient. Maybe he was waiting for her to be ready. But soon, she noticed the looks. The older women in the village watched her with pity. The whispers followed her like shadows. Then, one day at the market, she overheard two women speaking. "Does she not know?" one said. "Chijioke is not a real man. He cannot father children," the other whispered. "He has known for years." Awil's heart pounded in her chest. Her vision blurred. She clutched her basket tightly, her hands trembling. Had she heard correctly? She rushed home, her breath coming in short gasps. That night, as they lay in silence, she turned to him. "Chijioke, tell me the truth." He did not move. "Is it true?" Her voice cracked. "Are you incapable of being a husband?" He sighed, his body stiff. "Awil, please. Tell me the truth," she cried, sitting up. His silence was her answer. Finally, in a voice so low it was almost a whisper, he said, "I was afraid you wouldn't marry me." Awil felt as if the walls of the room were closing in on her. She had waited. She had guarded her heart, her body, for a love that was supposed to be pure and honest. And now, she realized, she had been deceived. Awil did not sleep that night. She sat in bed, her mind spinning. How could he? How could the man she trusted, the man she gave her heart to, look into her eyes and lie? Her mother visited the next morning and found her staring at the floor, silent. "My child," she said gently, pain is a fire. It can destroy, or it can purify. What will you do now? Will did not know. Should she stay in a marriage built on lies? Should she endure the whispers, the pitying looks? Chijioke tried to speak to her, to beg for forgiveness. I love you, I will. I will do anything to make this right. But how could love exist without trust? For days, she wrestled with her thoughts. She prayed. She walked by the river, listening to its endless song, searching for an answer. And then, one evening, as the sun set behind the hills, she knew what she had to do. That night, she sat across from Chijioke, her heart heavy but her voice steady. I love you, Chijioke. But love is not enough when it is built on deceit. He fell to his knees. Please don't leave me. Tears streamed down his face. Awil closed her eyes. She had imagined a different life. She had dreamed of children, of laughter, of an honest partnership. But this was not that life. She stood up, walked to the door, and whispered, Goodbye, Chijioke. As she stepped into the cool night air, she felt a deep sorrow. But beneath the pain, there was also something else. Freedom. And as she walked away from the home that was never truly hers, she knew her story was not over. It was just beginning. Hello guys, if this content is valuable enough, please hit the subscription button for more and better content.